Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by my boy Omega.
Going on, y'all?
And today we are continuing our Myers Park Hoops basketball series. Omega, how we doing?
Hey man, we doing good, man. Hey, my
Listen,
boys looking good over there, man.
you look at Myers Park. I was looking at Max Prep today, scrolling on my little Instagram, Insta
Ooh.
tweets. Something popped up on it. Omega, tell me what you saw today.
We moved from the fifth spot up to the third spot in the nation.
Hmm.
I
It was
love to
number
see it.
6-3. Myers Park is now number 3 in the country and in high school hoops. That's You love to see it. No
Gotta love
recruiting,
it.
just good old solid basketball, defensive basketball.
Yes, sir.
So Myers Park. Hope everybody had a good holiday and happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, sir. Happy New
We
Year.
Myers Park went went into the John Wall Invitational over the past week. Last week it was. Myers Park, they were matched up against Garner in the first round. Blew them out.
Nice.
Sadiq went for 21 points, 9 rebounds. He shot 2 of 11 or 9 of 11 from the field, which is very efficient, which I love to see. Bishop Boswell, 15 points, 4 assists, 6 from 11 from the field. That's better from him as well. Ashton King, 11 points, 3 for 4 from the field. We've seen him become more reliable down the stretch. And even we will talk about the rest of the games and the rest of the tournament, but we've seen him become more reliable for that team. Sir Muhammad went 10 points and 6 rebounds. So looking at that first game, it wasn't a hard comp. It wasn't a hard comp, realistically, let's be real.
Yeah.
They went in there, they did their job, they handled their business, and that's what it was. When you look at that first game, like I just mentioned a little bit with Ashton, like we've seen him grow into like his own like throughout the season. What have you noticed from him?
What have I noticed?
Yeah.
Well, I looked at him over the summer. I've been looking at his little highlights and stuff. He's always been a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that he can score with his role and the minutes he's getting over here in Myers Park.
Absolutely. I definitely think I can see that he's becoming a better player in this system,
Yeah.
you could see that from the first game to now, it's taken him time to understand and fit into the mode of what's going on. But now it's almost like it's a fuse, and I feel like at times there's a little bit of still like the youth side of him playing basketball there when it comes to like the reaching on defense or just
Yeah.
some of the shooting habits, in my opinion. I feel like he's still very young in that aspect, but I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like he will grow into a better player, and I'm excited to see that happen.
Yeah,
So the second game in the tournament went against Melbourne, blew them out 80-46, and in the semifinal, which is in and of itself, advanced them to 8-2 on the season. So Sir had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 0 turnovers. We're gonna talk about Sir here in a second.
good game.
Jacob, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 for 6 from shooting, 4 for 4 from three. We're gonna talk about him in a second as well. Bishop Boswell, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, I think it was. Sadiq, 12 points, 2 rebounds. Ashton, 11 points, 4 from 8 from the field goal range, and 6 steals. So
Ooh, I didn't know that.
there's So let's talk about. There's a lot to talk about in that game right there. Um, Obviously it was a blowout. So they weren't a good team. So first we're gonna start at Sir. What have you seen from him this season? Like, he missed the first month and a half ish.
Yeah.
Uh, the first five
First four
games,
games, 4 or 5 games.
something like that. What have you seen from him since he's come back?
Hey, nothing I didn't see from last year, man. Hey, not trying to say he didn't progress, but
Yeah,
hey, I knew this about him, bro. That's my
yeah,
favorite player to watch on that team. That's just me. I just like watching him play.
yeah. You're 100%. Like, I will back what you just said. Like I have not saying that I wasn't sold on Sir. I just never really seen him play, so I really didn't know what to expect. But since he's come back, he's been the glue man. He's been the person that this team runs through. When he gets in foul trouble, it's visibly hard to see Myers Park offense ran. But we'll talk about this final against Christ School in a second. But 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 0 turnovers. He has the ball in his hands so much that having 4 assists and 0 turnovers is really big. And I would say that like Notre Dame, that's where you're going, right? Notre Dame, they're getting him good. They get him a good player. 100% they get him a good player. Let's talk about Jacob real quick. Jacob is sitting. He's a 6'3", class of 2024, unsigned senior. He's averaging 6 points a game. He's shooting about 52%, which is really good. Like 45% from 3. In this game, he was 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. What about him is impressive to you when watching him play?
Him knocking down open shots. But to me, not trying to bash him, I just think sometimes he just need to be a little bit more aggressive. I know it's not really his role on this team, but
absolutely.
But he does a good job of knocking down his shots when they need him. And
I think I've never thought about that. Like just giving him the ball and letting him be aggressive, either putting him in a play and just having it go through him. I think even just once or twice a game would boost that confidence and get him trying to drive as well. You look at him, and in my opinion, he's one of the better 3-and-D players in the country.
Oh yeah, he plays defense too.
He plays defense so hard, sometimes too hard to where he gets in foul trouble. But he plays defense. He is what this coaching staff at Myers Park loves. They love a player who is very hungry, who is very driven, who is very focused on playing basketball the right way. I'm not saying there is obviously a right and wrong way to play basketball, but he is old school 3-and-D. Like, give me the ball. Like, I'll do my job. That's him. I'll do my job all day long. And just watching him play basketball, man, I love it. I just love the tenacity that he has on the defensive side. And and if he can just find it and continue to consistently knock down. What did I just say?
4 for 4, I believe.
Yeah, 4 for 4 from 3 is incredible. Like that, that's what you need from a player, and especially in this team. And I hate to use this term, but as a role player, he is playing his role to perfection. To perfection. And so, looking at the rest. So, looking at Sadiq, man, he is a freak of nature and a force to be reckoned with. But when you look at him, do you expect more rebounds?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I believe that Millbrook game where he only had 2 rebounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 rebounds on the biggest one out there, man. I love the game, though, but they won by a lot, but 2 rebounds is crazy.
Yeah. We expect them to be on the glass. I don't know, like in their system, like they aren't really, I think they are relying on their shots to go in, so they aren't really crashing the boards.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong, but like that's what I'm seeing anyway. I think when it comes down the stretch, like we see that this team flows through Sir and Sadiq. When they get into the pick and roll action, when they get Sadiq in the post or whatever the case may be, this team runs through those two, and I love seeing them to have an effect on this team. And I think that's what real leaders have, and that's what real leaders produce. It is that. And lastly, with this Millbrook game, I want to talk about Ashton King real quick, because we're going to talk about him in this final against Christ City that we both watched. And so looking at him, 11 points, 4 for 8 from shooting from the field, and 6 steals. That's him. Like he is one of the most defensive minded players and I love it. Like he's fighting on, he's on the ground, he's fighting for the ball. Like he is truly, he's out there trying to embarrass you from the defensive standpoint. And so let's look at this Christ City game. So looking at this game, I was tweeting about this game the whole time. Um, Myers Park ended up winning 50-45 in overtime to win the John Wall Holiday, will win their bracket. Sadiq, 19 points, 9 for 12 from shooting. I mean, from the field, and the tournament MVP. Ashton King, 12 points, 4 assists. 2 for 5 from 3. Sir, I think he got into foul trouble pretty early, didn't he? Yeah, he got in foul
3
trouble.
in the first quarter, I believe.
Yeah. It was 3 with like 4. I think it was 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So he sat a while. He sat a while. What else we got?
Bishop he rolled his ankle bad in that second quarter, I believe.
Yeah. Bishop rolled his ankle pretty bad. But let's go through and let's look at this game. Let's break this game down, quarter by quarter. Because I was tweeting about it, and I'm gonna let y'all hear what I have to say about Myers Park. So looking at Myers Park, like they started that first half off, awful.
A lot of turnovers, man.
I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, I love the school, but I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. I think it was 6 turnovers in the first quarter, or no, in the first half, or something like that.
I'm close to that.
Bro,
if I'm not mistaken, it was the first quarter, but
it was first quarter. 6 turnovers, but they were still only down 16-8.
Yeah.
Like I would say that even though Myers Park shot themselves in the foot so many times on offense, that they were still a complete machine on defense.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they went into halftime down. They went to halftime down 21-20, down 6.
Yeah, 6.
After playing questionable offense, foul trouble. Your starting point guard is turning the ball over, and he is now out because he rolled his ankle, and he was pretty much out into the fourth quarter. But the defense from this team, which I've been saying all season long, the defensive identity that this team has kept them into this game. That is why they won this game. Defense. It started there, and that's what it was. They came out that third quarter and looked like a completely different team. Completely different team. Like I from going into halftime from coming out, they looked like they flipped the switch. Their offense looked more complete. Sir got back in, and they just looked like they controlled that game. Christ City could not. Christ School. They couldn't hold Myers Park in the second half. Honestly.
Yeah. And Ashton stepped up pretty good when Bishop went down.
Absolutely.
Gave him the ball, let him run point. Knocked down a couple of shots in the first half, but second half he, did everything else he was supposed to do.
Yeah, look, you had Bishop that was out for the entire third quarter. Sir in foul trouble. You had to rely on your Jacobs. You had to rely on your Ashtons. And these, I'm not going to call them role players as a bash, but they stepped up and did their job.
Yeah.
They did their job, and that's what you expected.
Jacob hit those 2 big threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
to give us the lead too. Those some big shots, bro.
He missed his, and it's crazy. You missed your first 2 in the earlier parts of the game, but you come back and knock 2 of them down in the fourth quarter to pick your team above and to ultimately win this game. Like that's what I'm telling you. This team is championship mentality, defensive mentality. That's what they practice. That's what they preach over and over again. And I just love watching them play, man. I love watching them play. So I mean, they won their bracket, their tournament. A big win for Myers Park. Love to see them bring home some trophies. But looking at their next 5 game, Myers Park play, when this comes out, it'll be tonight. Because it's going to come out on Wednesday. And they play Huff at home, then Audrey-Kell at home on Friday. Then Olympic next week. And then they're at I think Philip O'Berry. Is that
Philip O'Berry, I believe.
Yeah, and then
I believe it's Philip O'Berry.
and then a non-conference game, or is it non-conference against Northwood? Yeah,
Northwood not conference, I don't believe.
yeah, no. So they play
I
non.
believe Northwood the team Dirk Powell plays for?
That could be right.
If I'm not mistaken.
That could be right.
That's gonna be a good game or so.
Yeah, I mean,
Even though I think we beat them, but
I mean, you know what how I feel about it. I mean, ain't nobody can stop my part right now. But when this team is clicking on all accords and everybody's doing their job to the best of their abilities, it's over. No team in the country can watch this team. No team in the country. But yeah, I'm expecting blowouts out of for those next four
yeah.
games. Not necessarily blowout. RG Kill, they've always been a challenge with Myers Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm expecting that to be an interesting game. Huff, not really anything crazy. Olympic isn't the Olympic of old. They are not good. But I would say I know a kid on Olympic right now. One of my everybody black, we all cousins. One of my cousins play on Olympic, and he's the truth. We might be at that. We might have to pull up to Olympic
Oh yeah.
on Tuesday. Is that Tuesday tonight? I think it might be Tuesday. That actually might not work.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah, probably not. We'll have to wait and see when we get to that point. But listen, I think if my Park can play their game and be consistent through all four of these games, they'll be fine. I don't have really much to worry about. Northwood will be fun. It is away. And yeah, so Myers Park, they are now nationally ranked the third team in the country by Max Prep. They're on a 6-game win streak. They're sitting at a 9-2 record. And they're looking to, have a good start of the year and win 5 straight. So appreciate y'all for watching this video. Omega, any final thoughts from you?
Where to get back to the stable, man? I'm trying to watch them boys play.
Get back to the stable. Hey, we might get them all. You never know. But yeah. Yeah, I've been your host, Davion. That's been my guy Omega, and this has been the post game. Peace.